Ron Ortiz-Magro's baby mama and ex-girlfriend Jen Harley isn't on Jersey Shore anymore, but that doesn't mean her life is free from drama. Jen had been extremely quiet for months, but just recently she broke her silence with a shocking update on social media. So what exactly has she been up to lately? You're never going to believe this. After Ronnie and Jen split in 2019, they were both in the news for all the wrong reasons. Jen went through more than her fair share of substance use issues, arrests, and other legal trouble, but now she's making headlines again for a completely different reason. Believe it or not, Jen just revealed on her Instagram that she's pregnant again. Her baby boy is due in October, and this will be her third child. But even though her latest news is exciting, her followers had an outrageous amount of personal questions for her. Many people were curious who the father of Jen's baby was, and some people even asked if it was Ronnie, but that definitely isn't the case, which is probably for the best. They could barely stand to be around each other, and their relationship was absolutely toxic. Jen's newest baby daddy was shown and tagged in her announcement post. His name is Joe Amoroso, and apparently he and Jen have been in a relationship for almost 3 years now. But he wasn't the only person who was featured in the pregnancy photos. Jen and Ronnie's 5-year-old daughter also made a cameo in some of her mom's pictures. Jen claimed that Ariana was so excited to be a big sister, but Ariana's experience in the maternity photos led to countless comments that brought up a very touchy topic. Many of Jen's followers boldly asked if she spends enough time with Ariana because of her and Ronnie's nasty custody battle. Their court case finally came to an end late last year, but so much about Jen's life has changed since then, which might add confusion or even change their court order. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty about Jen and Ronnie's custody of their daughter, including how their parenting time is divided. A few months ago, Ronnie claimed that he had full custody of Ariana, but the judge's decision last fall was a totally different story. In October, Jen and Ronnie were granted joint legal custody of their daughter, but surprisingly, Jen was only given visitation rights, while her ex was given primary physical custody. The reason why the judge seemingly ruled in Ronnie's favor was pretty bizarre. During the custody battle, Ronnie was living in Los Angeles while Jen was still living in their old house in Las Vegas. Because Ariana would be starting school within a year, the judge decided that she needed to stay at one home during the week. But that wasn't all. In the court order, Ronnie was also granted the power to make final parenting decisions if he and Jen couldn't reach an agreement. Meanwhile, she was only granted 3 weekends a month with Ariana. But because of a big change earlier this year, the original rulings might not make complete sense anymore. The judge's decisions about custody might be up in the air because Jen and Ronnie no longer live in separate states. They live way closer to each other now, but it wasn't exactly the easiest arrangement. Jen already had her real estate license in Nevada, but last year she mentioned wanting to get licensed in Florida as well. At the time, nobody really knew what she was planning, so what happened shortly after was so surprising. Earlier this year, Jen and Joe moved to Miami, but the reason why they decided to move across the country wasn't actually a choice they made on their own. The truth about why they relocated to Florida when they did is seriously insane. It turns out that Ronnie had asked Jen if she wanted to move to Florida, but obviously live in separate houses. She agreed, even though they were barely getting along. Jen and Ronnie wanted to start fresh, and living in the same state would obviously make it easier to co-parent. Ronnie listed his house on the market last fall. In January, Jen also put her house up for sale, which has raised an unbelievable question. Since both Ariana's parents live in the same state now, does Jen have more parenting time? It seems like the move would mean that she and Ronnie could split custody and time with Ariana more fairly, but Ronnie made it sound like he was parenting Ariana 24/7 during an episode of Jersey Shore Family Vacation in March. But if there was any truth to his claim about having full custody, that would mean Jen had lost all of her custodial rights. Neither of them have clearly explained their current custody situation. But many people have speculated that the reason why the judge didn't rule in Jen's favor might have been due to her criminal record. The last time she had a run-in with the law, she was arrested for a terrifying and dangerous reason. In June 2021, Jen was arrested for allegedly causing physical harm to Joe. She had even reportedly threatened to end his life while holding a firearm. The cops actually had to track her down because she fled the scene when Joe managed to get away from her. I could barely believe how scary the details in the police report were. Jen ended up checking herself into a rehab facility shortly after. Apparently, the fight she had with Joe before she was arrested had stemmed from consuming too many adult beverages. But as I'm sure you already know, the habit was nothing new for Jen. She also had a tendency to argue with Ronnie while under the influence. Although what she allegedly did to Joe was horrible, it was great that she decided to get help with her substance use issues. I think everyone was hopeful that Jen would be successful in her sobriety journey, but what she recently revealed is truly shocking. After Jen shared her bombshell pregnancy announcement, she told the US Sun that she's been sober for nearly 2 years. She confessed that using substances had contributed to a lot of her fights and problems in the past, but now it seems like almost all of her relationships have taken an amazing turn. Jen admitted that she and Ronnie are able to get along with each other pretty well now, but she credited a lot of the improvements to their decision to move to Florida. What she explained about their current co-parenting relationship was absolutely bizarre. Jen claimed that she and Ronnie communicate so much better now, and they also agree on all of their parenting decisions. They supposedly don't have any drama anymore, and Ronnie even congratulated her on her pregnancy. But Jen also shared another update, and it's seriously unreal. Jen mentioned that she and Joe are planning on giving their son a name that starts with J, and added that their future as a family probably won't involve a wedding though, because marriage isn't that important to her anymore. But soon, she could be ready to announce even more exciting news. Jen hinted that she might be appearing on reality TV again someday, but she's not interested in being on a show like Jersey Shore anymore. Instead, it sounds like she might potentially be involved in a reality show that's about real estate. For now, Jen seems to be mainly focused on helping her kids adjust to the new school year. She just shared a photo on her Instagram story that showed her and Ronnie both walking Ariana to her first day of kindergarten. They've come such a long way just in the past year. Jen also posted a photo to her story of her 17-year-old son Mason on his first day of 11th grade. The custody situation she and her ex-husband Joshua Rogers have with Mason isn't publicly known, but that hasn't stopped her followers from coming up with crazy theories. Many people have accused Jen of not being around for Mason, but she's been firing back lately in replies to their harsh comments. She recently explained that he doesn't like being in photos, which is why he's almost never posted on her Instagram anymore. It'll be interesting to see what the next few weeks look like for Jen, Joe, and Ariana. Jen's life has changed unbelievably in the last couple of years, and with her baby boy arriving soon, there will most likely be even more changes happening. Hopefully, Jen and Ronnie are able to keep getting along and co-parenting smoothly. It seems like they've grown a lot now that they're putting Ariana first. And as for Jen being a potential cast member on a real estate themed reality show, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But now that we've gotten into Jen's most recent updates, I'm curious to know what you guys think. If she does appear on a reality show in the future, will you watch it? What do you think about Jen and Joe accepting a baby boy together? Let me know in the comments below.